Yes. From Genova, we come from Genova, Sartorial. We formed in the year 2000, 10 years ago, by the name of me and Ettore, the other member of the band who doesn't play live, because he's shy, doesn't like to travel. And we always wanted to try to translate some kind of sentiments in music. Sometimes, words are not big enough to express the sentiments. And we feel that such kind of electronic, quality music, also post-rock somehow, was the best way to express ourselves. So this is why Porto Rico began.
Why do you have such an obsession with former Soviet Union, with Ukraine?
I was sure this question would have come.
Everyone asks this problem.
But it's
but it's interesting.
It started from history, because I got a PhD in philosophy and I studied a lot also history, and I got really passionate about Soviet history. And so, because of history, I started to visit some former Soviet countries, and I really liked them a lot. Under any aspect, I felt at home much more than in other places that I used to visit before. So that's why the titles are a kind of tribute to nice feelings spent in these places.
You said you've been here in Odessa 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Have you noticed any changes, or how do you feel here in the second time?
There is some kind of proverb that says, never come again to the same place where you were happy. But I was really happy to come back. Unfortunately, today we didn't have so much time to visit, so I couldn't tell you if I noticed so much changes or not. I just can tell you, as I told you also personally before, that I feel here in home, because it's very similar also to my hometown, and it's an amazing city. When I was there 5 years ago, I really loved it. And I was very sad when I had to go.
Okay, that's great to hear. This will be the third concert in Ukraine for you. Have you noticed any differences between Ukrainian audience or European? How would you rate Ukrainian audience? How would you like it?
Also difference between different cities in Ukraine. Lvov was different than Kiev, and we don't know how is Odessa, for example. But yes, there is a main difference that I always say is also to people who ask me the same question in Europe, Western Europe. I think here the people, maybe also because of the Soviet West, they want more music. They have an approach that is more free, more spontaneous to music, and this is something amazing, because the audience makes us also enjoy the concert. If there is a cold audience, it's not so nice, to play. You feel a bit clumsy, like a fish out of water. But in this case, in Ukraine, it was amazing. In Lvov was, oh my God, probably the best audience ever. In Kiev, even if it's a big city, so the people are more experienced to see such events, it was again very, very, very nice, and we expect the same in Odessa.
Okay, let's hope. And what is the country you prefer to play the most? Just any European, or maybe not even European countries. What was the particularly good?
I would say Russia and Ukraine, out of Europe.
Okay, cool. Now let's talk about the music. Can you name any band or any performer that inspired you? I know it's a silly question.
No, it's not silly. I totally understand that you want to know. So the first album of Norway, Young Team, was one of my favorite ones. Then Philophobia from Abstract, the early Outtaker in the 90s. We really loved them, and also Labersford. These are the four main bands that we really liked. Not that you get you got a crush with the band, but then a year later, and you change. But these are, let's say, the essential bands for us.
Quite the same. I also started with first contact more late with him, something in the beginning of the 90s in Portugal. For me, it was more Come on the Young, my favorite record. Then all this stuff like Radiohead. I didn't like them so much, but they're probably still influence. A lot of electronic music, of course.
So, what about you?
Mainly I do the visual, so it's just from my point of view, I just listen a lot to post-rock around 2001, 2002, so all the things from Margaret to Godspeed to. Then I got a little bit fed up and I got into electronica and I started to listen to some Lalipo and stuff. But yeah, for this point of view, I'm almost the same, like emotional music, especially with no words. Before it was different, but I know I thought with a different point of view because I'm not a musician and I don't do anything in music. So.
Okay, thank you. And is there any particular band or from you don't like at all, you just hate it?
In my case, Radiohead. Just to say, I can, of course, they do also. I know from trying to be objective, good news, but I think they are overrated in the end. I see that you agree, and I'm happy. But for me personally, the words were never important in music because if I want to read something nice, I read a book. I don't need, the text that also because there is not enough room in the text to explain philosophical concepts. Okay, you can make a poetry, but the music for me is the most important thing. So I never really understood people that tell me, okay, the music is shit, but the words are so beautiful. Okay, if I want to read beautiful words, I read Shakespeare, I read Dante Alighieri, Pushkin, etc. I don't need to read banal music lyrics that they will never reach that level. For me, the music was always the main thing. In fact, we are talking about music. And also in our songs, we basically use the voice just as an instrument, not as the main part, the lead instrument. Just an instrument among the other, even below the other, because I prefer other instruments.
Okay, and can you recall any particular concert you attended that you liked? What was the band you liked?
Mogwai 99, 98 was probably one of the best concerts I ever seen. Arab Strap 2000 in London was again amazing. These were the one that I keep close to my heart, I would say. Then, of course, I saw many other good gigs, but nothing like this. Also because I was very young, and when you're young, you get impressed most, and then it leaves a trace in you. So these two concerts were really nice. I also liked a lot Chemical Brothers live, but 10 years ago, to be honest. So completely different.
Did you play with Robin Guthrie?
In Paris, yes, 2 years ago. I don't like him so much. I prefer when he was together with the band, not in his solo stuff. It's a bit boring for me. It depends because if you're everything is relative. If you are at home, I also love to listen to Stars of the Lead, very quiet stuff, very also not of melodies. But live, seeing a guy that just there is no rhythm, nothing. To me personally, it bothers me a bit.
We are big fans of him in Pocket News.
Yes, Pocket Twins were a great band, in fact.
Girls are upset about you left the guitar and don't.
I didn't leave the guitar. The guitar is my first love. Just I simply because with Flares I made a record that it's not. I don't like to call it post-rock actually because I think it's quite a bit too narrow label for that kind of music. But I use a lot the guitar. It's the instrument that I still now play the most. But I thought in 2005 when I made the change that I wanted to express myself through other instruments, more electronic, more synthesizer. But the guitar will always be, and in the next record probably it will be more. So for the girl, she will not be upset anymore, I hope.
Thank you for coming and.
Thanks for you for inviting. That we are very happy to be here.
We'll hope it will be.
This interview will be on the radio, Cardio Wave.
Oh yes. Can we exchange the email address file also with them so that?
Да, and можете ребята скажут там some ID.
Could you please say a few words like this is Port Royal and you're listening to Cardio Wave Radio?
Yes, of course.
Or something. Cardio Wave Radio.
Radio.
Cardio Wave.
Cardio Wave Radio or Radio Cardio Wave?
Radio Cardio Wave.
Okay.
We can say it together.
I don't know, up to you.
Privyet, we are Port Royal and you are listening to Radio Cardio Wave. Thank you, because we are very happy to be in Odessa, and thanks to the guys who managed the concert.
Thank you.
Port Royal is correct?
Yes, Port Royal.
Royal, yes, not Port Royal, but Port Royal.
I like as you say in Russian, Port Royal. So
Port Royal.
I prefer like this than English way, because the correct pronunciation actually would be in French, Port Royal. But we made a mix of French, Italian and English, and Russian is this mix, because it makes... Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's hope that there will be another concert for you in Odessa.
We really hope so because I told you we love to be here in Ukraine and we had a lot of fun. Just few sleep, that's the only thing.
Okay,
But
thank
it's
you.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thanks.